tonight because I know that there's other shows that need to come on and everything. But anyways, welcome to this episode of Ecto. Again, my name's Michelle. I don't know if that recorded the last time because it's running slow. I'm running slow because I had to work an extra day today. And, of course, there's snow here and icy roads and nothing y'all need to hear me whine about. So, anyways, I'm going to be back in just a few minutes with some stories. I might have angels in the oil field and then spirits like nice panties too. Yes, that's what I said. So, y'all enjoy this and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Hey guys, and welcome back to Ecto. My name is Michelle. I'm going to be your host tonight. I have this first story I have is from a good friend of mine, Jeff, and when he was telling this to me, I mean, the emotion was just crazy, because you could tell that this story was completely true, and just, it almost made me cry, to be honest. He had told me there was just a real bad part in his life. He was going through his divorce, and his wife was unfortunately doing one of those things where she was using the kids, kind of like using them as weapons type thing. And y'all, some of you know what I'm talking about. Just a bad time in his life. And he was wasn't feeling well and was just low self-esteem. Just everything in his life seemed to be going wrong, And he was missing his family and missing seeing his kids, and just everything just seemed to be going wrong. His car breaking down, just everything. And he was an oil field worker. And he said that he had been, he said that's the one thing he didn't do was miss work. He still, went to work every day. And he said that out on those rigs, you have to climb up way up high, which I don't know if y'all seen them oil rigs, you know what I'm talking about, where it's real high up. Well, you're supposed to strap a safety harness onto the rails. So if something happens, you fall out, that you got something that's going to keep you from falling. And he said that day he had just had enough. He didn't strap himself on. He went up on the rig with the intention of jumping off the top. And he said he got up there and he could hear people telling him, strap yourself in, strap yourself in. And he didn't do it. And he said he got to the top and he started thinking about everything, about his divorce, his kids. He decided he's going to jump, and that's it. And he said every time he went to go do it, something was holding him back. He said he could literally feel somebody holding him around his chest, holding his arms and bringing him back. And he said he was screaming, "Let me go, cussing at him, just let me go, let me go." And he trying to get over the edge, and whatever it was would not let him go. Then he said finally, when he had exhausted a bit, he heard somebody say in his ear, "It's not your time to go. Your work is not done here yet. I'm not going to let you do this," basically. And he said he sat up there and he cried, and he cried, and he cried, because then he started thinking about a lot of things, because he's a religious man too, and I'm sure like everything, the Bible, everything just went through his head. He just said, it all came out, like he just sat up there just almost in hysterics. But when he finally came down, some people on his crew, said, "What happened up there? What's going on?" So it looked like you were fighting with somebody. And he said, "I couldn't talk about it." He said, "I just couldn't talk about it." He told him nothing was wrong. But of course, everybody saw it. And they told him, they said, we saw you. It looked like you were fighting with somebody. And he wouldn't talk about it. And he said that day he had just gone out and just he thought about it for a while. He said after that, things kind of just started turning around in his life. Like he started having just some better luck and just better self-esteem, and just a lot of things just changed for him. Even if, his wife was still doing those games, but just like, he just started feeling better, like almost something just helped him. And he believes to this day, that was like an angel or something watching over him. And, and I believe that too. I do believe that there are spirits and things out there that look for us, whether you want to call it a guardian angel or a spirit that follows you, a good, whatever, something, I believe that day that whatever it was, something helped him. Who knows? It could have been somebody that had been there before and something didn't help him, so you never know. That story really got to me. It still kind of gets to me. It's just like, because I think we've all been at that point of despair in our lives, and just to think that that something helped him, it's just amazing to me. So, never know, people. You got something. You always got something looking out for you. So, but yeah, that's his story. And he said just ever since that day, he always thinks about that. He said he could physically feel somebody holding him, like putting their arms around him and just holding him back from doing it. He said he tried and tried and tried several times, and it wouldn't let go. So, kind of gives you chills thinking about it, like I said, it gets to me, because I do know that everybody out there we've all been at that place, so, but I wow. It's just amazing. But anyway, so that was my first story, and And God bless him, he told me that, and that was just, like I said, it almost brought tears to my eyes. So, alright, on a lighter note, I'm going to play just a quick song here, just real quick, so I just want to make sure I get all this right, because this next story, I'm telling you, is one of the funniest freaking things I've heard in a while, as far as the spirit goes. So, or ghost, whatever, it cracked me up. So, anyways, y'all enjoy this song, and it's called I Think I'm a Ghost. It's a pretty fun song, so y'all enjoy it, and then after that, we will probably come back. Well, yeah, I'll just play this quick song. Alright, here y'all. Enjoy.
I think I'm a ghost, think I'm a ghost. Can't do things people like the most. Give you bread, I can't make you toast. This could be the end. I think I'm a ghost, think I'm a ghost. Can't do things people like the most. Cautious saying those things, 'cause that's what you say because you get paid to do it. I think I'm a ghost, think I'm a ghost. Can't do things people like the most. Give you bread, I can't make you toast. This could be the end.
I absolutely love that song. And it's like very quick, but it's just like so punk. I love it. I think I'm a ghost. I think I'm a ghost. Okay, sorry, I can't sing. All right, so the second story. This is just so funny. Okay, this is from a friend of mine, Vilma. She swears on everything that there is a ghost stealing her underwear out of her drawer. And not only has it done this to her, but has also done it to previous tenants at this address. Okay, she said, it started when I moved into my apartment. She says it was a really nice apartment. She said the rent was pretty cheap, and I thought that I'd gotten a really good deal. She said I moved in and everything seemed to go well, and she said on the first week, though, I started noticing that my panties were disappearing. She said, I normally, she said, I don't buy, like, cheap panties. She says, but I go to, like, Victoria's Secrets, things like that. She said, and I noticed that they were missing. She said, so, it's not exactly just easy to replace. She said, it wasn't like all disappearing at once, just like one here, two there. She said, but pretty soon, my supply was dwindling, so I'd go get more and more disappear. She said, at first I thought it was me. I thought maybe, I lost it in the laundry or in the move, or maybe they're behind the dresser. She said all these things went through my head, and I thought, okay. Well, then she said, I knew somebody was going through my stuff, so she said I set up a camera in my room because I thought somebody was breaking into my house. She said on the camera, all you could start to see is my dresser drawer opening by itself barely, she said, but then the camera turns fuzzy. She says, and then when the camera turns back on, my drawer is open, and you can see that my things have been rifled through. She said, so that freaked me out. She said, I didn't know what it was, because you could literally see the drawer opening by itself, but only for just a second, because it, whatever it was, made the camera go bad. So I was starting to get freaked out. She said, okay, I'll fix you. So she said, I went to a chain store, and I went and I bought, like, a lot of, like, cheap, like mom and grandma underwear, and I filled my drawers with it, she said, and I took all my good underwear and put them in the trunk of my car. She said, when I came home, every single pair of those underwears was strung all over my room. They were thrown on my bed, thrown on the floor, thrown on top of the dresser. Some were even thrown out the window. Oh my gosh. So of course I'm starting to get freaked out. Says, so I had gone to the library one night, and I was talking to a girl who was reading a spiritual type book. So I told her what was going on in my house, and she said that her face just turned white. And she said, oh my God, that happened to my sister in a place that she lived. So they got to talking. It was the same address. So she set up a meeting with this girl's sister, and come to find out the same thing happened to her. All of her underwear and things were disappearing. All of her panties were right out of the drawer. And same thing. She like, not, like super expensive, but like the Victoria's Secret brand, they're like, y'all know, they're not real cheap, but they're, so said they were disappearing out of her drawer too. And she said it even went further with bras and things like that with her. And she said, I did it for months, she said, and I just couldn't keep replacing my underwear, and I finally had to move. She said, and I knew it wasn't anybody in my house, she said, because every door, window, everything was locked. There was no way anybody got into my house. She said the same thing. I tried to film it, I tried a tape recorder, I tried everything, and nothing would work. So this girl told her what she had done, where she brought the big old grandma panties and put them in the drawer, and this thing, like, strung them about like they were mad. So they all three went together, and she went to the house. She said, come on, I'll show you. So when they got there, not only were the underwear, that the grandma panties were strung all over the house, the drawer was out too. Like on the ground, and just parts of it were broke. This thing was mad that it wanted underwear. So she said, okay. She said, I don't know what to do. So the next night, she goes, and she puts some regular, of her panties in there, the lacy ones or whatever. And she said the next day, she comes back, and they're gone, but nothing's trashed about. So it's almost like it had to be offered up to them, whatever it was. And she said, it just freaked her out too bad. She said, I had to move. So I just had to get on out of there. I couldn't take it anymore. Well, she left a note inside the closet for the next tenant, basically that it's an underwear stealer, blah, 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 blah. Well, come to find out, the next person that moved in there was a guy. And he was like a guy, not, he liked the regular, men's underwear and stuff like that. Well, he started getting scratches in his sleep. He was getting scratched up, and his hair started falling out. It's like chunks of his hair were going missing, things like that. So he eventually had to move, because whatever this was just physically harassing this man. So apparently, if you live there and you're a female and you offer up nice underwear to this ghost, it's happy and it will leave you alone. But if you don't, it trashes your stuff. And if you're a guy and you don't have any underwear at all, then you get beat up. So, and apparently this has been going on for quite a long time at this apartment. So that is just, to me, is just freaky. That is freaky. So, so the story continues at this apartment. So anyways, sorry. This is in the Midwest. So if you're ever in Illinois in the Midwest, just if you get into an apartment and your underwear starts disappearing on day one, get the hell out, because that ghost is not playing. So, what's even weirder, if they search the house, the landlord even searched the attic, nobody knows where this underwear's going. It just disappears. They've checked up in the attic, they've checked the walls, they've checked the vents, they've checked everywhere. This underwear just disappears. So, be on the lookout. So apparently some little diva from beyond wants her damn underwear. So, I don't know, I just thought that story was hilarious. It's like I'm just trying to think of like this underwear bandit from beyond. Or who knows, maybe it's not some diva, maybe it's some pervert guy who knows. Maybe it's just some transgender guy that just wants to, walk around with his heat. Who knows? So, anyways, whatever it is, I hope they're enjoying it, whatever they're doing with it. So, yeah, that's... I know y'all are like me, just shaking your head like, what the hell? But yeah, this is like a few people that can attest to this. This isn't just like one person making up some crap. These are like a few people that attest to the same story. the same exact story. So, yeah. There's a Victoria's Secret monger ghost from beyond that's stealing ladies' underwear. And don't you be having no grandma panties, and don't you have some guy there that got his all jockeys, because I'll tell you what, he's gonna come get you. So, anyways, alright, that's it for this episode of Ecto. I want everybody to go to the KBLP LLC on Facebook and check us out there. You can get links to the shows, everything, and also go to KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube. You have direct links to the shows there, and some people say it's easier to listen to there. I don't know, but definitely check it out. Check out Denise Harris's horror group, the True Horror Junkies. Check out my lighter side comedy horror group, which is Horror 3 Ring Circus. You never know what the hell you're going to see there. We also have Walking Dead Freak Show, and we have The Art of Darkness, which is run by a friend of mine. So y'all go check that out, and we will definitely see you next week. I'm back up to snuff now, because I don't know if y'all know it, but I couldn't come on last week because I had pneumonia. I was like just down and out for like 4 days, so I am way better, way better, energy level up. So anyways, you all have a good night, and I will see you next week. And hopefully Denise Harris will be back soon. I know they're working her like a dog at her work, so hopefully she'll be back with Encounters of the Strange Kind pretty soon. So, y'all have a great night, and we will see you next week. I'm going to leave you with this song here, which is Ghost by Big Quiet. So, y'all have fun. We'll definitely see you next week. Bye.
When you see a ghost, all like you, giving out to, twice like you. When I say I'm not about a ghost, I choose to be like the ghost. The dark is what I choose to be. The come and be like the ghost. When you see the sea, like me, even I do, twice I do, then I say I'm not about the sea. I will not let the sea take me. I will not get into that drink. It's all the way let me do it.
You've been listening to Ecto on KBLP LLC. Y'all stay tuned. There'll be more shows to come. Thank you for listening. Good night.